the Skit Guys Podcast, starring Tommy Woodard and Eddie James. And now, two guys whose favorite sandwiches are BLTs, minus the L's and T's. The Skit Guys.
Well, I don't remember which one of us came first.
Well, that's like asking which came first, the chicken or the
Egg salad.
You see what you did there?
Yeah, I finished your sentence. Sometimes it's like we're in
Stereo, oh.
When you've been friends as long as we have.
You tend to lose yourself just a little bit.
Some people actually think we're twins.
Thank you.
But you're not.
We need help. This is Dan Dunkelman. Here's what the girls would call a catch. I, however, am what the girls would call a suckerfish. So I CSI'd Dan's life to find out what made him so cool, right? Some people would call this stalking. I refer to it as good investigative reporting. I found out that Dan was simply trying to be like Tim the Twerker and Tone. So I looked into Tim's life, and guess what I found out? Tim was trying to be like Mark Rutherford. I looked into Mark Rutherford, and guess who he was trying to be like? Moi. Do you see this crazy circle of life I'm living in? Nobody is being who they were created to be. It's insanity. On the flip side, it seems that the coolest guy in school was invariably trying to be like me. Who's the suckerfish now?
I have a total great sense of self. That's a lie. I don't even know my own social security number. I do. It's 15. I'll tell you this, though. I know who I am. Another lie. Woke up in the middle of the night, looked in the mirror, screamed like a girl because I thought I was being robbed. But I'll tell you this. I'm not into image. What? Well, that's a lie. This whole thing right here, this whole pony show, I stole it from Burt Reynolds. This right here, not even my real hair. Yep, bald as a bat. How do you like me now? No, seriously. How do you like me now?
I'm a dad. I won't bore you with the pictures, but I've been thinking about that question, who am I? And I don't know. Yeah, I can't really answer it. It's kind of sad, huh? My dad, when I was a kid, he always wanted me to play sports. And I have two left feet, But I've tried. I really did. And there's nothing more unsettling for a kid than to look out on the stands and see a disappointed dad. I guess I just wasn't what he wanted. But then I figured it out. I have a Heavenly Father who, he can't be disappointed in me. He made me the way I am. He gave me two left feet. So I guess he just didn't want me to play sports or dance.
We know who we are. We are those people in your schools, your neighborhood, your jobs, even social media that's going to put you in your place.
That's right. It's gone a lot further than just wanting your lunch money. We control your fears.
We're like a virus that you can't run away from.
We own you.
Some would say that you tear down others because you have such a low image of yourself. And you're, so insecure of being who God made you to be that it's easy to pick on the weak.
You need to stop it.
Well, in reality, some would say that you are the weak ones.
You should stop.
Hurt people tend to hurt people.
It's like you're reading my mail.
I need you to leave us alone, all right? You're bullying us now, all right? Just pin it off.
Yeah, this isn't fair. I need a hug. I need a hug right now.
There's a story about the 10-foot wall of life, and some people just seem to jump over it so effortlessly. Whether it's their money, their reputation, their looks, they just seem to jump right over it. Not me. I've had to climb that wall brick by brick. And if I'm to be honest, at some point, I just stopped climbing. I just relented just to sit at the wall and make fun of people that would climb or just jump over it. So when you ask me the question, who do I think I am? I'm nothing. I've been nothing for a really long time. And I've told myself that for so long. I really believe it. You know, when it comes to identity,
Have you ever had your identity stolen?
yes, I have. Yes, I have had my identity stolen.
Right.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, the cops back then,
Right.
this is maybe 11 years ago,
Yeah.
they gave me the name and the number and the address to the person that stole my identity.
What?
Yes. Yes. I remember that vividly. And so I was working
Your
out.
house?
I was working out, and I felt so violated. And I knew they bought a hot tub. I knew they bought a hot tub off my credit.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And so I'm at the
Hot tub.
I'm at the 24-hour fitness or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and there's a phone. And I'm thinking, well, if there's caller ID, it's going to come to here, so
Right.
they're going to hang up.
Right.
So I called the number, and this woman picks up, and I'm like, hey, this is, and I could not remember. I think I had the name of the pool spa place.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, this is, Joe from Da-Da-Da Spas.
Right.
Just wanted to see how that spa's working out for you.
No.
And she's like, oh, it's great. We love it. We love it. Uh-huh. And I'm just getting so mad. And I so want to say, it's me. It's me. You stole them from me. And I'm like, there's this one tube or, this one outlet that's not really working right. We probably do need someone to come out and take a look at that. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, well, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah, let me make sure I got your address here. And the address. That's it. Yeah, if we can make an appointment for that, that sure would be great. Well, I'm glad y'all are liking that. I'm glad you're really liking that hot tub. Anyway.
What's their address? We'll send people
I
there.
don't even know now. They stole my identity.
Nice.
Yeah, speaking of identity, why don't we do a phone call?
Uh-huh.
And, we joke about Amish people and stuff. How come they're never listening?
Right, we're going to call one.
How can, yes.
Fantastic.
We're
we
gonna,
are?
yes.
Okay.
I'm not joking. We're going to call someone that,
Okay.
yeah, Mennonite, Amish,
Jen, are you dialing?
Yes, I am.
Great.
that apparently likes electronics. So let's just see.
Interesting.
What's his name? Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Kendrick. Let's see what his identity's all about. Oh, that's ominous.
It just sounds like a phone ringing.
I have so many questions for him.
Well, this is the time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But how can it work?
I don't know. It's okay.
You
What-
called the wrong number?
What number?
Jen! Oh, Jen! I guess that wasn't so sufficient.
Hey, hold on. Let me see the phone there real quick.
When I dialed it, it started calling your own.
No, that's the way it's
Number.
supposed to work. Yeah, it's okay.
It showed it was a missed call. Okay, my bad.
It
Here we go.
shows
Let's
as a
try
missed
that
call
again.
because you hung up.
Jen, just trust us. Just trust us, Jen. Moye.
Oh, yeah.
Moye, mole. Mole.
I guess this will all be edited out.
No, we're going to
Hello,
keep...
this is Kendrick.
Kendrick?
Yes.
Hey, this is Tommy Woodard from Skit Guys. What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Man, I'm all right. I'm here with my buddy Eddie.
Hey, Kendrick, how are you?
Hey, I am doing great.
Good. What are you doing right now, Kendrick?
You know, it's actually kind of funny. I am at a Bible school, going through some schooling here for 6 weeks right now, so I'm actually not at home, but yeah, and enjoying it very much.
Do you have a minute to talk?
Yes, I do.
Kendrick, first of all, thanks for trusting us with your phone number. We have only posted it a few places, so I don't think you're going to get inundated with calls. But anyway, go ahead.
Right, and Kendrick, this will be on a podcast about identity.
Right.
And we were giving out your address and your phone number just to see if someone will steal your identity. Are you cool with that?
That's interesting. You know, I was actually thinking about that just here after I gave out my phone number. But I do trust you guys. But for some reason, I don't remember giving you my address.
Yeah, we did a reverse lookup on the internet and found your address and your social security number. We got it off of the black web.
Yeah.
Interweb.
Well, I think it was from that guy that's in the Blacklist.
Yes.
That show. What was that?
Yes,
Yeah.
James Spader.
Well, whoever his character is.
Right.
Yeah, he gave it to us.
Yeah, and we also got it from the guy with horn-rimmed glasses from Heroes.
Oh, yes, yes. So, so we got that going for us.
So, okay, tell us real quick just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, awesome. I am 18, almost 19 years old. I live in Ohio.
We need that part.
Now, can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
Okay, you wrote in saying that you're Mennonite Amish, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that pronounced Ammonite or Minish?
I'm Mennonite, yes.
Got it.
So when we joke about no Amish people are listening, it wasn't really true, was it?
Well, to a certain extent, yes. Now, years ago, they would not have been able to, but recently here, they've become, in the past, 5-10 years, they've become a lot more advanced as far as technology goes, and a lot of the Amish that I know would actually have smartphones. Some of them would have the internet, obviously.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, they've become a lot more advanced.
Wow.
There's not a group of Amish that are mad at us, are there, at all?
Not that I have heard of, no.
Okay.
As far as I know, you're good to go.
Okay. Now, so what connected you with Skit Guys, Kendrick? Like, what was your first fall into the black hole, the rabbit trail of Skit Guys?
Yeah, it's funny you ask. I'm trying to think how long ago this was. This was probably a good close to 10 years ago or so.
So you were 9?
My mom was actually, something like that.
Okay.
Probably 9 or 10. My mom was looking for just a skit to do with her Sunday school class, and was just just looking on the internet for one, and she just stumbled across one of your videos, and she obviously watched it and really enjoyed it and wanted me to watch it, and so I watched that video, and then, like you said, I kind of fell into the black hole of watching your other videos, and then my brother discovered your podcast and introduced me to your podcast, and I was hooked ever since. And I've been addicted to it ever since.
Wow.
That's so nice. How old is your brother?
My brother is 22. He's actually engaged, just about ready to get married here.
What?
Aww.
That's fantastic.
You tell him we said congratulations.
Okay, I will.
Will they do a barn raising at the wedding?
Okay, so let me get a few things straight here as far as Mennonite, the difference between Mennonite and Amish. So Amish would have no electric. They would do the barn raising stuff. Basically, horse and buggy is what they drive. Suspenders, the straw hat, basically. Now, the difference between Mennonite and Amish, as Mennonite, we would have electricity. We would have, obviously smartphone, internet. The only difference would be possibly in our dress a little bit. We obviously drive cars and everything. Our ladies would obviously wear the head covering, the dress. But other than that, there's not much difference.
Wow.
So Mennonite is like liberal Amish people.
Basically, yes.
Hey, I got a question for you. Oh, do the Amish make those wood-burning stoves, those heaters that put out a whole bunch of heat and they advertise all the time in the back of newspapers and magazines?
Oh, yeah. There's a few of them that would make those. There's actually a place around home where I live that produces those, or that they make those there. But not too much that I've heard of. But yeah, there's a few of them.
Wow.
So, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Do I have it right? Was it that your mom was Mennonite and your dad was Amish?
Yes, that is correct. So my dad was Amish until he was 7 years old, and then they left the Amish and went to Mennonite.
Got it. Okay, got it. Fascinating.
That's a gangster's paradise right there.
That is.
Wow.
It's Amish paradise.
Amish paradise. Yeah.
Wow. So now did when his family left, did they lose contact with family members? Was that a big deal?
You know what? I'm not even sure offhand. I don't think so for the most part. A lot of I have so many relatives. Once it goes past like first cousins, I don't even know their names. A lot of them I haven't even met. But as far as my dad, he would have been still really close with his grandma and grandpa, and the extended family. Yeah, they now, as far as like I'm guessing you're kind of talking about the excommunication.
Yes.
From the Amish. It's really confusing, but there's different denominations of Amish. So depending on your denomination, the excommunication is more strict.
Wow.
So if you're like in what they'd call like an old order Amish, then the excommunication would probably be more in play, and be more strict than like the new order. Or there's a whole bunch of different orders. I don't even understand it all myself.
Wow.
But yeah, as far as they were still in contact with their relatives for the most part, as far as I know.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's fascinating.
Okay, I got a question for you, Kendrick. So your mom was what?
Kendrick, this is Eddie talking.
Hi,
this is
hi,
Eddie.
Kendrick.
This is Eddie talking.
This is
Kendrick.
Eddie.
This is
Hi.
Eddie.
Hi. So, okay, so your mom's looking for a skit to do at church or what?
Yes, it was for her Sunday school class to perform. I believe it was for a Christmas program that her Sunday school class was going to do for the church.
Okay, and Fantastic. What video did you watch that you went, okay, at 9 or 10 years old, and you went, okay, all right, I like these guys?
I can't remember the exact title of the video, but it was the Innkeeper's Dilemma or something like that.
Yeah.
What it was called.
Yeah, where Tommy played a bunch of characters?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That is fantastic.
That is so cool, bud. Wow. Well, hey, let us ask you this. So, okay, what are you? So you're going to college, right?
Well, technically no, but yes. The Bible college that I am at now is not like an accredited program, so I'm only here for like a term, which is 6 weeks. So like a short college, but not an actual college, if that makes sense.
It totally does. What are you there for? What are some of your dreams? What do you want to do?
Well, I would like to serve long-term in a mission somewhere. I'm not sure where yet as far as location or what I would be doing exactly. I'm just waiting and seeking God and seeing what He has for me. And yeah, but that's kind of the long-term future. As far as right now, I'm actually a web developer, so I build websites and do computer coding, stuff like that.
Whoa.
So that's what I do as a career, and I really enjoy it. So as far as short-term future, I'm planning on taking a few college courses to get myself better equipped for the advance in technology. It's obviously advancing rapidly, always changing, so I gotta keep up with things, I guess.
Wow.
So I'm planning on taking a few college courses for that.
Gotcha.
And
have you ever been to skitguys.com and thought, this is what I would do differently?
Actually, I really liked your guys' website. It looks very, very professional, and yeah, I
You were kind.
I don't think I have any complaints about it.
Well, once I learned to do coding, it kind of was pretty easy after that. So that's fantastic. Fantastic. What do you think, like, your Amish ancestors would think about your love for technology?
Yeah, it's kind of a different little oxymoron, isn't it?
Yeah, don't call him a moron.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they would think. It's a good question. A lot of them are, they're not as much opposed against technology. A lot of them just go along with it because of what the church says. So if the church says that they can't have technology, then they don't have technology. It's more that way than it is an actual conviction that they don't like it, if that makes sense.
Well, I think we should sing what Kip sang in Napoleon Dynamite about technology. Do you remember that? Do you remember what Kip sang in Napoleon Dynamite?
Let it go.
For technology. What was it?
It was about finding a girl.
Finding
LaFonda, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you ever watch Napoleon Dynamite?
Technology, and I love technology. Well, you know what? I love your story. You are so kind to us to say that you enjoy what we do, and we're so glad that we could be a part of your story. And thanks for letting us be a part of your life for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
We'd love to. We really don't have your address. We didn't find it anywhere. But once we're done recording, we would love to get your actual physical address and send you some Skit Guy swag and
Podience t-shirt,
and something like that, if that's okay.
That is absolutely okay. I really appreciate that.
Oh,
sweet.
That's great. Okay. All right.
Fantastic. And you could maybe send us some straw hats?
Okay, I'll look into that for you.
Or one of those wood-burning stoves.
That stove would be nice. Eddie's been eyeballing them for a while now. He really wants to know if they work.
Well, thank you, Kendrick, for spending time with us.
Yeah. Hey, tell your brother that Skit Guy said congratulations on his engagement, and we just want the best for his new marriage.
Okay, I will let him know.
All right, blessings to you. We'll be praying for you, Kendrick.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye.
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 That was fantastic.
Yes.
What a cool guy.
Yes, very sweet.
I think it would be amazing with his background. Like, I think if I had that background, I would be constantly thinking about from whence I've come, from my family.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you always joke about, well, they're Amish, right? They're Amish.
Gotta quit that now.
And to go, wait, here's a guy that is coding.
Yeah.
That wants to learn more about IT.
Right. It's fascinating.
Web design.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's always been an interesting thing because, like, and all denominations, all whatever, however you want to label it, have different things. But, like, the Amish were okay with technology up to a point, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you didn't like technology at all, you'd still have to be wearing,
right,
skins from animals and not use any kind of a
right.
vehicle.
Because you're using machines to Yeah.
So it's just fascinating.
That is fascinating.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah.
So think about his identity. I mean, from whence it came, from whence it is now. Yeah, that's identity to the
max, right?
To the max, nth degree.
If we are finding our identity in our religion, but if we're finding our identity in Christ,
right,
it doesn't matter whether I'm Amish or I'm Mennonite or I'm, you fill in the blank, right?
Totally.
I need to find my identity in Christ, not in my religion.
So, okay, what are some labels when it comes to identity? What are some labels that you've been throughout your life?
Me?
Yeah, or perceptions of people go, Tommy is blank.
Tommy's the funny guy.
Tommy's the funny guy.
Funny guy. I remember in 6th grade asking a girl to be my boyfriend, and she laughed and said, "You're so funny." And she wasn't trying to be rude. She thought I was trying to be funny. And so it's always, everything's a joke. Or even for some people in my life, I'll try to do something seriously and they'll think I'm joking. So that's an identity thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you and I could step on stage for a live show and talk about labels. And you have the smarmy character, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
persona.
Very much
I
so.
mean, the first thing that comes out of your mouth, it could be, I don't care, or
Right.
whatever it is.
Right.
And I mean, people are just dying laughing
Right.
and we're off to the races as far as the show is concerned.
Right.
But yeah, that's a label.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
that's
you?
very interesting. Cute. Funny. Sincere. Warm-hearted. The best. Lots of labels. Here's what's here's a little vulnerability.
Yeah.
I look back on my teens and 20s.
Right.
And I had to have been so needy.
Tweensies. That's
So
teens and
needy,
20s.
so insecure.
Yeah.
But I don't ever remember anybody saying, "Hey, Eddie, you're a little blah blah blah."
Yeah.
So I wonder if I hit it. I wonder if I came across totally different, but inside I was so needy and insecure. But on the outside,
Yeah.
I just put this shell around me and lived up to the label.
Yeah.
I think in my 20s, especially working at the big mega church, I remember mascot. I remember Rick Warren saying in front of the whole staff, "Eddie's our mascot."
Wow.
And people were clapping.
Because it's a great compliment.
It was a great compliment.
Right.
Eddie's the mascot of Saddleback Church.
Yeah.
Because I would do the skits and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And I remember, but I'm 22,
Yeah.
23 years old. And I remember going, God, like, that was a burden.
Yeah.
I remember that being a burden. But I was so needy that probably no one saw that label or that identity.
Yeah.
But so it was good to be admired.
Yeah.
And I filled it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I remember when we were in high school and you were labeled baby, and people would call you baby, hey baby, hey baby. And I remember we were at that
Baby.
I think it was a prom, and your prom date, had kind of said
I
to
see where you're
you,
going.
you get over there,
Yeah.
and she put you in between those two walls, right in the corner,
Right.
and I grabbed her and looked at her and I said, "Nobody puts baby in the corner."
Nobody puts
I'll
baby
never
in the
forget
corner.
that moment.
Yeah, that was Dirty Dancing, buddy.
Oh, buddy, what we did afterwards didn't matter. That was
You
fantastic.
were good. That was quick. That's why I like you. You're quick. That was good.
Labels are huge, but even between us,
Yeah.
right? Because I will be the over-the-top whatever guy, and you have been so kind to let me fly, and that sometimes gets you labeled as the serious guy.
Oh, the serious guy. Yeah.
And you're not the serious guy. You're very funny. You're very creative. You do characters great, but that's a label that gets put on
Yes,
you, and that's
yes.
got to be maddening. You
Yeah,
know?
it's that's talk about a label. That's interesting to go. Like, for example, when I was at Saddleback, I was the funny guy.
Right.
Like, I mean, 20,000 people in a weekend, during a weekend, 6 services.
Yeah.
Other people were the straight guys, and I was the funny guy.
Right.
So, but I think what's so crazy is doing our thing.
Yeah.
There is just that, there's that rhythm and there's that patter and there's that back and forth. And the hard part is, like with videos, I think we've talked about this before, like, okay, I can't be the straight guy in just videos.
Right.
I gotta figure out how to.
You do.
And we would die.
Yeah.
Like I think people would get so bored with us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the Smothers Brothers routine, so to speak,
Yeah.
that it would just become very boring. So, but the great thing is, at our ages now, it's like, that would have bothered me tremendously.
Yeah.
I think God had us right at a certain spot to where, even in our 30s, oh, that Tommy, he's funny. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he's the funny one. Da 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 da. I would be like, I know, right? Yes, of course. Welcome to our world. Welcome to one of the greatest secrets in Christendom. Yes, he is, and I love that.
Well, I think, and I thought you were going back even further, when you think about identity, podience, if you could come to one evening in 1988, and you showed up at Eddie's house, you'd find 2 guys wearing similar shoes, jeans. We're both wearing baseball jerseys,
baseball caps,
and we look like twins, and we're going around, and so for this, for several years, we're not individuals.
We're the same.
We're the same.
Yeah.
And then, God takes you out to California. I stay in Oklahoma and then move to Texas. And during that 7-year period,
we grew.
That was when you found your identity. I found my
Yes.
identity. And
Yes.
then when we came back together, there was still probably a little bit of confusion because we'd never stopped and talked about how different we were. And so we had to kind of jockey and figure out who's doing what and how's it going to work and everything.
And if you think back to those times when we were so much the same, we would get in fights or there was this tension because we were both vying for the same comedic space.
Right.
Which one can outdo each other?
Yes.
And I remember those times. That was laborious. But in my identity, I wasn't aware or I wasn't confident enough or I wasn't even there to go, oh, wait, that's not me. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I'm a writer. I can write funny.
Oh,
I can
so
see
great.
funny.
Yeah.
And I'm good in this lane.
And ideas. Oh, you have great ideas.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love producing things, making things. That's who I am. And so it's really great to be in our lanes and go, and I think some kids, when they stay in their lines, what's funny is the kid is being sincere when they come up to both of us and the kid looks at you and they're looking at me too. They goes, he's the funniest one. He's the funny guy. He is so, and the parent will be like, well, Bobby, hold on, Bobby. We're funny, Bobby, hold on, Bobby. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, no one knows that more than I do. And I mean, but that's the beauty of identity. God made you this way. God made me this way. That's what's great about it.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, at our age now, I don't find my identity in being the funny one.
Right.
You don't find your identity in being
right.
anything else, right?
Yes.
If it all ends tomorrow, I still have my identity.
Yes, and the identity is in Jesus Christ
right.
and how He's made us. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and when I wrote Skinny Identity, which we listened to at the front of our podcast here, and I would encourage you to go watch it online.
Good.
But you probably when you heard Skinny and Identity. On our podcast today, you heard two people saying the same thing, but we're dressed alike.
And
we're
look the same.
We look the same. We're doing everything the same, and that's that's a pretty perfect example of our past friendship.
Yes.
Before God separated us. Yeah. What is the label that you go? I would love for this to be my label. If it isn't a part of your world now, but if you go. If this is like over the next 10 years, I want this to be more of my identity than not.
That is a fantastic question. Do you have an answer at all while I'm thinking? We can both think. That's a great question.
It's you know this about me, and it's probably with the Enneagram. I'm a 3, and we should do a podcast one time on just our numbers.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm a 3, and I think that part of me that's always driven, always goal oriented, and the hard part about the Enneagram is to go, I have everything that I've done. The reason why people listen to these podcasts and part of our podience or are part of our world is. I would stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning creating a lot of this world, then going, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And you're going, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you're the magic on stage, right? I mean, there's this yin and yang of both of us.
Sure.
You work harder on stage than I do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There may have been,
I don't know. I've never thought about that.
There may have been 2 in the mornings of putting things on paper on walls, so to speak, and what if we did this, what if we did this, and what if we did this, but there's the magic that happens on that stage and in these videos that you bring so well. But I think in the next 10 years, a label or an identity is, if that was becoming, and if maybe some of it wasn't the greatest, to what does it look like to unbecome? What does it look like to unbecome to where it doesn't matter if people admire us or if we don't have long lines, or what does it look like to unbecome, to go if there was never but so much of my life has probably been on building, creating, admiring. You know what I mean? You go, okay, well, some of that isn't that good. You know what I mean? It would seem good to other people. But if that becomes your identity, that's a problem.
That's really good. I think Like the only thing that comes to my mind is like, and this sounds so strange, but I'll just throw it out. Like, I wish wisdom was a part of my identity. Like I wish I felt like I had wisdom to give, you know, and that I guess like it's one thing to come in and be the funny guy, you know, but it's another thing to come in and be able to offer something that is, you know, and nothing wrong with offering humor. Humor is great medicine, you know, but to offer something sustaining that, you know, that matters, you know, like I think that's a part of, I'd love to have an identity that at the end of it all, it was like, you know, he
was a wise man.
He was a wise guy.
Yeah.
He offered good advice,
right.
Good wisdom.
I think
you know?
you're there. I think you're there.
I don't think I am.
I think you're there.
I don't know.
I would love
it'd be great.
I think I've had the identity where discernment is a spiritual gift, and you know, sensing something or that kind of stuff. I hope what it seems that it's been given a gift to where I don't know what it is, but I can look at somebody, or there is something there that I could go, oh, they're going through this and this and this, or I bet you this is happening in the world.
Yeah, you're good at that.
But I want that not to be I want that to be a very genuine thing. It is. But I would love for that to be part of my identity as well, to go, you know what, I was hurting. I don't know how this meeting happened. And he just started talking to me, and it just happened. You know?
I think that you are really good at that. I think that you know when somebody's hurting. You can tell something is, and a lot of times you may not do something about it, but later it'll come out, and you'll be like, I knew it. I knew there was something there.
Yeah.
And so really, it's having that discerning spirit to go. Do I do something?
Yes.
Right?
I think you're exactly right. Yeah.
It's interesting. Somebody told me the other day, I haven't looked it up, but they said that every time Jesus talked about serving, there was always an action related to it. Like it was never just about be a servant. It was always about here's how you do it.
Yeah,
you know, that he wants us to be action oriented people, you know.
The lame man that walks up to Jesus and says, if you are willing.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, I am.
Yeah.
I am able. I am willing. You know,
Yes.
I think that's a beautiful, beautiful picture of let's do this. Yeah, I'm willing. I'm able. Let's do this. You know, that's a great identity, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great one.
Yeah.
You know, and really, like, I think, well, you know what, where I am in my life right now, like what I'm trying to work on my identity is, when Paul talks about, for his strength is made perfect in my weakness, therefore I will boast even the more of my weakness. And I think that trying to figure out a healthy way to boast about my weaknesses, you know, I want to get there, but I'm really afraid to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
Ooh, I got real vulnerable there.
Oh, that was good, buddy.
Sorry about that.
Hey.
Nobody needs that.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
That's rich.
And probably there's a you could probably give me the reference because you quote it. I must decrease and he must increase. No,
John 3:30.
Yeah, John the Baptist said that. You know, I'd love to have that as an identity.
Oh man.
You know.
Yeah.
That somebody could see more Jesus in you than they saw you. I
love that. Yeah. It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope at the end of it too, identity is. He was a good dad.
Oh man. Oh.
You know,
makes you think of Man of God song, right?
He was a good husband.
Yeah.
You know, those would be. I mean, at the end of the day, that's. You know, Matthew McConaughey said it best in that Interstellar movie.
All right. Oh wait.
No, we exist to be memories for our kids.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's such a morbid line. It haunts me. But at the end of the day, when we're 6 feet under, you go, who is going to remember with our identity?
Yeah.
The people that's going to think about us the most are our family.
Yeah, hopefully.
And hopefully.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hopefully. Yeah. And so we exist to be memories. You know, there's more to it with Jesus Christ and
so I was just
our
thinking,
purpose and all that. But that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
How do we impact that?
I think you could just add one thing to it, and that is we exist to be memories for our children and testimonies to our God.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is.
Or if it was a church, memories for our kids, and to live the life that is the most utmost and purposeful, and to...
Yours is sounding a lot better.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So this is like, so podience, here's a question. What is your identity? What are those things that you, like, here's something.
Yes, I'm listening.
Here's something. My mom will never, still to this day, will not let me back out any cars in her garage.
That's right.
And I will joke because when I was in high school, I backed out my stepdad's truck and I broke off the
mirror, side mirror. Yeah.
And still to this day, I'll go, Mom, I'll back out your car. Oh, no, I got it. I'm like, no, Mom, I got my own garage. I back out cars all the time. Like, give me your keys. Oh, sweetheart, I got it. Like, Mom, is this from when I was a junior in high school? No. We just, we don't need to back out the cars right now.
We'll just leave the cars in the garage.
Let's walk. Jog?
Let's walk. It's such a nice day.
So audience, what are those labels that you still live under, that you're still trying to overcome?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason you're going, that's not me anymore.
Yeah.
But the world, the people that love you the most, however it is, perception is reality for them, and the reality is you are this way.
Right. Oh, that's really good. That is really good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, audience, we hope that you have figured out a way to find your identity. If you struggle with your identity, start thinking about some of the things we've talked about. And if you are listening to this podcast, soaking in a hot tub you bought with somebody else's credit card, just know we know who you are and where you are.
That's
and
right.
At any given moment, we can come back.
Because we got the Amish paradise.
Come on, living in
Boom.
Amish paradise.
Boom. It can happen. It can happen. And you had a great scripture, John 3:30. If you want to memorize scripture, you must increase, I must decrease, John 3:30.
Yeah, and then living it is a whole nother thing.
Boom. All right. Well, we're working on identities. We hope you will too, audience.
Got it.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
The Skit Guys podcast is brought to you by skitguys.com, where you can always watch their videos for free and peruse all things Skit Guys. Tune in next week for another thrilling episode of the Skit Guys podcast. Until then, live long and lie prostrate.